Well, hey y'all, welcome back to Horse Range Mountain Farm. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So what I'm doing today is I'm cooking up some ground beef, and then I'm gonna put it in my canning jars. And then I'm going to pressure can it. And the reason I'm doing that is because spring is upon us, y'all. And then summer is right after it. I like to prepare this kind of stuff ahead of summer because we're really busy in the garden. And I'm gonna cook this up, and then I'm gonna do some with taco seasoning too. So when we come in from working or from the garden, we can just open up a can, heat it up, and mix it with the rest of our food. And it'll just be one less thing that I have to do, because y'all know how hectic the spring and summer can be whenever you're working and then also coming home and tending to a garden. Anyway, so I'm gonna take y'all along and show you how I do it. I get the ground beef mostly done, and then I'm gonna package it. This over here is almost there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this side the taco one, and then this one I'm gonna leave plain ground beef, because then you can open it and you could do like a shepherd's pie, you could do chili, you can do spaghetti, you can do all kinds of stuff. Now me, in the summertime, especially when we got fresh vegetables coming in, I can just eat my vegetables, y'all, and I'm good. But the guys, they want meat at every meal. So I gotta make sure that my guys have their meat, because if not, they'll scold me. They'll be like, "Where's the meat, Mama?" So for the taco one, I'm gonna go ahead and add the taco seasoning. So right here, I'm just adding the taco seasoning. I have a gluten-free kind, which you can also make this with seasonings that you have on hand, but I already had these packed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use these. So I added in 3 of these packets because I had a good bit of ground beef. So I'm just gonna mix this up real good, let it simmer a bit, and then put it in the canning jars. So when you do the beef like this and you add the taco mix, it's really good because you can open it up and you can have a taco salad, you can have haystacks, you can have nachos, so you can have several things with it, and it's so quick and easy. Now what haystacks are is, what I do is I boil some rice, and then you drain the rice and you use the rice as the base. Then you put the ground beef on top, then some black beans. Then you can add your lettuce and tomato and pico or cilantro, and it is so good. And haystacks are really quick to throw together, and so is a taco salad and nachos as well. Now the ground beef is just about done, so I'm gonna package it in the jars. Now you wanna give it 1-inch headspace, because if you fill the jars too full, what it'll do is once it starts to can, it will expand and it'll bubble your lids, and then it won't get a good seal on it. Now what I said is bubble the lid. What it does is it actually causes the lid to crinkle, so then part of the gasket material doesn't seal around the lid. So I'm telling you this from experience, because I've tried to pack the jars too full before, especially with green beans, and it's caused my lids to crinkle like that. So it's not worth trying to pack so much in a jar, because you're gonna lose that jar anyways. Now if you do have that happen, you can put it in the refrigerator, and then you can eat it in the next day or two. So I'm using a cannon funnel on the top of my jars, and then a measuring cup to pour the meat in with. So now I'm just going to clean the rims of the jars, and you can use white vinegar to do this as well, especially because it dissolves the grease real good. And then you can put the lids on, because you don't want any grease on the rims of those jars, because those lids will not seal if there's any grease on there. So just make sure that you get those rims cleaned very well. And don't forget to leave that 1-inch headspace or so at the top of the jar so that they seal good. I've got a little bit more than 1 inch of a headspace, but it's okay. So I'm going ahead and adding a little bit of water to my canner, and then I can put my jars in. Now I'm using this All-American canner, and it was gifted to me from a friend. She quit canning, and so she said, would you like to have it? And I said, yes, thank you so much. And then I had another friend, and she quit canning, and she also gifted me another All-American canner. And many of you probably know, if you can, that those are very expensive canners. So I was so grateful and thankful that they gifted those to me. And they are really good canners. So I do can a lot, so having many canners on hand is very valuable to me, because as soon as I have several going, then I can take, once those finish, take those off, and then go ahead and put my other ones on. So I can get stuff done a whole lot quicker. Now right now I can only fit 3 canners on my stove while I'm canning, but my goal is to get one of those 3 burner turkey cookers and put it in our outdoor kitchen, and then I can have 3 more going out there. So I can have a total of 6 going at the same time. So then once I get that, then I can be canning 42 jars of stuff at one time. So I can get a lot accomplished in a shorter period of time. Right now I can have actually 4 going, because I forgot I can do 3 on my stove, and I have a 1 burner turkey cooker that we actually use for scalding our chicken when we process our chicken. So we have used that before, so I can actually have 4 going at one time. Now that I've got the taco meat packaged, I'm just packaging the regular ground beef now. I'm saving a little bit for them to eat, because they're going to be hungry in just a little bit, so I'm not going to can that part. And what I do is I do put a little bit of grease in the bottom to can with it. Just helps to seal that flavor in, and then you can drain it off whenever you warm it up. Now my canning book says to pressure quart jars at 90 minutes under 10 pound of pressure, so that's what you can do. Now I didn't quite pressure these for 90 minutes, but I've done it in the past, and as long as I get a good seal on them where no bacteria can get in, then I know my food isn't going to spoil. Now my aunt gave me this book, and it's been real helpful. She gave it to me for Christmas one year, and it's the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Complete Book of Home Canning. So it's got all kinds of stuff in there. It's got jams, jellies, vegetables, all kinds of meat. Now this is a really good book to have on hand, whether you are a new canner or a seasoned canner. Because from time to time, if you can a lot of stuff, you forget, how long do I pressure that? So then you can look back and say, oh yeah, that's how long. Now I've got the canner loaded, I'm just tightening the lid down. I'm gonna let this get to 10 pounds of pressure, and then I'm gonna start timing it. Alright, so it's finished pressure cooking, and now I can release the rest of the pressure in there. And then I can undo it. It's gonna take both hands, y'all. I'll have to show you in just a second. So when we've been out working and come in late or out in the garden and need something quick, you've already got your meat ready. All you got to do is warm it up. Proverbs 15 verse 17. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. Y'all don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Have a blessed day.